So guys, I was looking for a reason to play through the first Halo again, and I came up with this idea. What if the Master Chief didn't exist and Gordon Freeman took his place? Would he be able to survive the first Halo game? Let's find out. Before I go on, we have to talk about a few things. First, I have to let you know that Gordon Freeman will be wearing his HEV suit and not Master Chief's suit. Master Chief wears a Mark V in this game, so we'll choose the Half-Life 2 HEV suit because that's also a Mark V. The Mark V HEV suit has a new feature that can inject antidotes if Gordon gets bitten by something, which is gonna be very important later. Secondly, I hope we can all agree that Gordon Freeman does not have his helmet on during the games. Now, we don't really know why he doesn't have it on, but we'll just assume they didn't give him one, or maybe he just doesn't want to wear one. For this video, we'll just assume he has it on. Come on, imagine if Master Chief did not have a helmet on during combat. That would be ridiculous. Now, there is a small problem. The HEV suit does not have a shield that automatically recharges, which means the only way to recharge the HEV suit is using an overshield. There are plenty of medkits and overshields lying around in most of the levels, so this should be okay for now. I also have to mention that Gordon Freeman will probably not melee anyone. He's obviously not as strong as Master Chief, so him punching the enemies would probably not do a lot of damage. I mean, Master Chief has been on steroids since he was a kid. There's no way the Freeman is nearly as strong as him. The only exception I can make is the Needler. Freeman meleeing enemies with this weapon would probably cause some damage, considering how fast he swings his crowbar in the first game. So, after speaking with Captain Keyes...
I gave you an order, soldier. Get off this ship.
He gives us a magnum and... well, wait a minute. In Halo, Master Chief can only hold 2 weapons. In Half-Life 2, Gordon Freeman can hold like 700. I don't know how he carries so many weapons, but I don't care. What I care about is that every weapon the Freeman gets, he will keep. Which means that the Freeman will have way more weapons to defend himself. This also means that he probably won't run out of ammo anytime soon. So, after getting the Magnum, we encounter the first enemy of the game, the Grunt. These guys can carry plasma pistols. Would the HEV suit be able to stop plasma shots? Well, on the Half-Life wiki, it is stated that the HEV suit can block energy discharges, which is a fancier word for plasma shots. So yeah, the HEV suit could in fact block shots from plasma pistols and even plasma rifles, but probably not plasma grenades. These would probably kill him. So, would Gordon Freeman be able to kill these grunts? I mean, come on, he kills way bigger grunts in Half-Life 1, so these guys shouldn't be a problem. A few seconds later, we get to fight the first elites of the game. These guys should also not be a problem. They are kind of stupid, actually. So, that pretty much covers all of the enemies in this level. The enemy encounters in this level are not that difficult, so I'm pretty sure the Freeman would be able to get through it. The first cutscene of the second game... Bro, what? Shows an escape pod crashing onto Halo. Would the Freeman be able to even survive this crash? Well, the Master Chief survives it, but all of the Marines die in the process. Some people believe the Marines died because Master Chief was doing this.
Sure you wouldn't have
You can believe that, but the real reason the Marines die here is because of this bridge. Originally, this level was supposed to start with you having Marines on your side, but because the Marines are so stupid and useless, they kept jumping off the bridge. With that in mind, later in the level we can find other crashed pods and Marines nearby, so we can probably assume that they survived the crash. So yeah, I think the Freeman would be able to survive this. After surviving the crash, Freeman goes on an adventure to find his friends. On his way, he is ambushed by a group of Banshees. But he's a highly trained professional after all, so they shouldn't be a problem for him. Now, here is where the Freeman might find himself into a pickle. You see, the Needler I was talking about earlier is introduced in this level. Those who haven't played Halo will probably wonder, no click, what the f is a Needler? A Needler is this weapon. And as you can see, it can shoot these crystals or whatever. They're big and they're probably dangerous. Right now, they are not really a big problem, but they will become a problem in the final levels of the game. The second level also introduces a new enemy, the Jackal. The only concerning thing about this guy is that he can overcharge his plasma pistol. So yeah, it's best to not get hit by one of these. For the rest of the second level, instead of saving them, the Freeman goes on a killing spree and kills all of the Marines. Now the Freeman has a sniper rifle, and he's ready to fall off the map. This level features a bunch of new enemies, so let's talk about them. First are the Hunters. They are big, strong, angry, and are ready to... Oh. The other new enemies are these invisible elites and these golden elites. The invisible elites are kind of bad. They die in like 1 or 2 shots, depending on where you shoot them. The golden elite, on the other hand, is kind of dangerous. Now, fighting him on his own shouldn't be a problem. But again, he will be a problem in the final levels of the game. In the next level, in true Gordon Freeman fashion, we leave the Marines to die and go the opposite way we're supposed to go. This level is kind of easy, so we'll skip it. And this is where the problems begin. This level is way more difficult than the previous level. There are a lot more enemies, and there's a whole vehicle section, which shouldn't be a big problem because Freeman has a tank. But there is a small issue. I could not find any overshields in this level. And because the Freeman does not have a suit that can automatically recharge, he will have to go through the whole level without using an overshield. I think it's pretty safe to assume that Freeman will get hit at some point, and not being able to recharge the HEV suit might be a problem. But do not worry, if the Freeman manages to survive that, next is one of the scariest levels in video game history. The Freeman goes to a creepy swamp, goes down an elevator, kills some dumbasses, and finds a door. He finds a dead Marine and he's like, this is fine. Do you know how in the original game, Master Chief takes this guy's helmet and looks at the video playback to see how he died? Well, the Freeman ain't gonna do all that. He's just gonna be looking for an exit when all of a sudden... Welcome to hell. Will Gordon Freeman be able to survive the flood? Well, it's questionable. If one of these guys bites him, it's over. Or is it? You see, there is a reason I chose him to wear a Mark V instead of a Mark IV. Like I said, this suit has something that can stop the Freeman from getting infected by stuff. Remember the poison headcrab from Half-Life 2? Remember how if he bit you, your HP would go down to 1, but the HEV suit would prevent you from dying and would slowly regenerate your health back? Imagine fighting 50 of these at the same time, but instead of trying to jump at you and bite you every few seconds, they would run straight at you. And if that's not enough, you'll also have to fight these guys. These guys actually remind me of the fast zombies from Half-Life 2. They are speedy boys and they can jump very high. They're also pretty smart and there's a whole army of them. Oh, and if that's not bad enough, some of them can also carry weapons. Weapons like the plasma pistol, the needler, shotguns, assault rifles, and f***ing rocket launchers. That's right, zombies with rocket launchers. This is fine. This level is basically Ravenholm from Half-Life 2, but with 10 times more enemies and 10 times more running away from them. I mean, that's the only way the Freeman would be able to survive this. There is a 0% chance he would be able to survive this without running away. But wait a minute, in the cutscene that plays before we see the flood, there's this guy. His name is Sergeant Johnson. This guy ended up escaping the facility and surviving the flood, and he did all of that on his own. I'm not really a Halo lore expert, but I'm pretty sure the only reason he survived is, well, because he ran away. So yeah, the Freeman might be able to escape this facility, but do not worry, the library is next. This level is, again, just like Ravenholm from Half-Life 2, but this time with 50 times more enemies. Given the fact that the Freeman was able to survive an alien world in the first game, maybe he would also be able to survive this level. Halfway through the level, you can find this corpse, and this guy actually has a story. It turns out this Marine was able to survive the first half of the level by just running away. Of course, he died, but you get the point. He made it halfway through. And this tells us that it is possible to get through the first half of the level. I also have to mention that there are these things called sentinels, which help the player throughout the level. So you're not gonna be completely on your own. There are also many medkits and overshields in this map, which might help. So even though this is literal hell, Freeman has a chance of surviving. Moving on to the next level, our sentinel friends betray us, and now we're in the middle of a war. This level has everything. The Flood with rocket launchers, golden elites, grunts with huge weapons, the Flood with rocket launchers, the Flood with rocket launchers, and the Flood with rocket. But there's a catch. Remember how in Half-Life 2 the Freeman was able to overcharge his HEV suit by going into these confiscation fields? Well, this pulse generator that we need to go and touch in order to progress might work similarly to the confiscation field. Obviously, it's not the same thing, but I think it could work. Now, in terms of lore and shit, I don't know if the HEV suit getting overcharged because of this would make sense, but I don't really care. This is a fun video after all. I make the rules. There are 3 of these generators in this level. I would like to believe that each time the Freeman goes through one, he gets more and more overpowered, which should make this level way easier than it's supposed to be. His HEV suit would be overcharged only until the end of the level. At the end of the level, Cortana will use his HEV suit to teleport away, which will cause the suit to not be overcharged anymore. The next level is kind of easy, actually, until these guys show up. These elites are way faster than the other elites, and they can throw plasma nades. But honestly, who cares? I mean, the Freeman made it through the library. There's no way these guys would kill him. The last level of the game is also not too difficult, so it's probably safe to assume that the Freeman would be able to survive the first game. But no click, how about the second Halo game? I mean, how about that one? Well, if this video gets enough attention, we'll make another one, and then another one, and then another one. So make sure to press that like button and subscribe to